Usually when you look at a medical x-ray, you get this absolute precision.
Right,
Like
right.
a broken bone is just this jagged white line, right? But looking at the raw data logs from Team AI Lab this past week,
Oh, boy.
yeah, I mean, specifically August 17th through the 21st, 2026, that X-ray machine is just completely broken.
It's a total mess.
It really is. We've got this fascinating collision in the data, two completely different algorithmic philosophies hitting the exact same market chop.
And only one really managed to adapt. But before we dig into those logs, I should probably establish some firm boundaries for this deep dive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right, so what we're doing today is strictly a post-game analysis of research data. This is an intellectual inquiry into algorithmic behavior, just observing bots in the wild.
Purely observation.
Exactly. There is absolutely no financial advice here, no profit motive, and we are not predicting the future. We're just looking at how different logic models handled a really volatile week.
Which is so crucial to keep in mind. And what we're observing is this brutal contrast between Team Mountain Climbers, who run on equilibrium detection, and Team Wave Riders, who chase momentum. So let's look at the early week, Monday to Wednesday.
Yeah, the trajectory there is wild.
Right, because the climbers started so strong, they banked plus 23.5 and then plus 24.8 points early on by just cleanly exiting chemicals and banks.
Yeah, they did. But then Wednesday hits.
August 19th.
Right, August 19th. And it was just brutal for the Wave Riders. They took a massive daily hit, minus 25.4 points in a single day.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's striking. I mean, momentum strategies rely on sustained unidirectional force, but when the environment chops sideways like that, they experience severe attrition.
It makes me think it's like the Wave Riders were surfers, right? Just getting repeatedly crushed by choppy, unpredictable surf.
That's a great way to put it.
While the mountain climbers were like these cautious hikers, just stepping carefully around the market volatility.
Exactly. The Wave Riders were exhausting their capital trying to catch these swings that instantly collapsed. But the climbers, they didn't care about going fast. They just continuously auto-corrected to stay balanced.
Which brings us to Friday's climax.
Right, the survivors.
Yeah, because by August 21st, the climbers had shrunk down to just 18 active units.
But here's the crazy part.
12 of them still held positive points.
Yes.
And the units that were exiting, they scored this massive plus 34.9 points across totally diverse sectors like construction, foods, pharma.
While the Wave Riders were just desperately drafting 4 new units just to try and force an adaptation.
Right, so okay, let's unpack this. Why did the climbers' equilibrium logic manage to adapt and survive this grueling week while the momentum strategies just wore down?
Well, the data suggests that surviving algorithms in a chaotic environment, they find temporary adaptation by finding balance, not by chasing momentum.
I see.
The climbers were mechanically betting that if a sector's price suddenly spiked or dropped, it was going to snap back to its historical average.
Like a rubber band.
Exactly. They aren't predicting a massive rally. They're just finding localized pockets of stability in a really noisy room.
But I gotta say, looking at the bigger picture, both teams actually trailed the baseline index this week, right?
They did, yes.
Because even though they finished with total season points of plus 122.2 for the climbers and plus 58.7 for the riders,
Right.
they both trailed the Nikkei 225 and Topi X all week long. The contrast was persistently negative.
It was.
So does this signal a historical turning point where these algorithms just break down? Or is this just a chaotic week?
Well, as a post-game analysis, we can't definitively call it a historical shift yet. But within Team AI Lab's research philosophy, this friction against the index is exactly what they want.
Wait, really?
Yeah. A grueling week isn't a failure. It's essential data. It exposes their blind spots. So this week's struggle is basically just a stepping stone for next week's evolution.
Wow. The struggle is the feature, not a bug.
Exactly. And it leaves you with this provocative thought, I think.
What's that?
If cold calculating machines' algorithms built to process information without emotion, if they can struggle this much to beat the index in choppy conditions,
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
how do human biases fare when thrown into that exact same environment?
That is a terrifying and fascinating question.
Right.
And it is the perfect reminder that ultimately all final investment decisions are your sole responsibility as a listener. We are just here to share the data logs and the intellectual journey.
Absolutely.
So if you want to dig into these logs for yourself, please subscribe to our podcast channel and make sure to click the Substack link in the description.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, sign up for a Substack subscription so you can access all the deeper, granular, analytical data we talked about today.